Yeah, hi. I hope you've listened to the first episode and I believe you have been blessed. Like I said, we have many of us have different concept of what love is, and but no matter the concept of your own love or what love really means to you, there's also what we call the ideal love. An ideal love is not defined by anybody. Actually, even the concept of love itself is not defined. It's not supposed to be defined by any man or society or people. It is only God that can define love because He said He is love. And so, if you understand what love really means, you have to learn it from God. But however as it may be, because we have to face the reality now, we are living. Most of us, we are not really living in that ideal love. So the first thing you have to do to yourself is to answer, okay, what do I understand? What is the meaning of love to me? Okay, why do I love my partner the way I love him? So when you write down, I mean, you have to find out your reasons behind the love. So when you find out that reason, then you may not be able to juxtapose it with with reality, because reality will check upon that your love, and if the love is not based on the true foundation of love, you will eventually lose out. And if you eventually lose out, it will cause heart broken, you make your heart to be broken, and eventually it could even make you to break the heart of another person, and eventually to break your marriage. So, and that is the reason why we must understand kinds of love. And we started the last time on looking at what filials mean, and we were able to understand that filial is a kind of love between a friendship relationship. And most time we are still bringing the kind of love in friendship relationship to marital relationship, and with that it makes marriage not to succeed most of the time. You see, the kind of love that you have with your friend is different from the kind of love that you have with with your partner. Yeah, it has been said most of the time, make your friend your partner, marry your friend and all of that, but that doesn't even make marriage to work. It could be very good friend and be the the worst enemy in your marriage, because the rules that is operating in the friendship cannot you cannot use that same rule to operate in your marriage. And so that's why we must understand some things so that we will not make such mistake in our marriage. Now let us look at the second type of love, and that is eros. What is the meaning of eros? And I'm so happy to talk about this because it is really the kind of love that is being displayed to be the best kind of love in our society today, and it is wrong. It is not true. I mean, it is a lie from the depth of. I mean, have you ever watched a movie and you see, maybe as you are moving on, you see a girl, the air flying, and a boy meet at him, or maybe in high school the girl book fell on the floor and the boy, they jammed themselves, they're trying to pick the book, they were looking at each other face, and there's this, chemistry we call, there's this connection and all of that. It has not made any marriage to work. We have body chemistry, we have connection. I mean, it's the best kind of guy for me. And when you enter into the relationship, I mean, into marriage, with that kind of mentality in your head, you will see that it really fail. That's really the concept of eros. Now let's look at eros in the large scope. Eros is actually a sensual attraction towards opposite sex. And you see, every man, because this is something God created in us, every man is attracted to, or every woman, or either ways, anyways, we are always attracted to the opposite sex. So does that mean that every opposite sex I see, I must be in a marital relationship with them? And these are the cause of some polygamous, and these are the cause of sometimes infidelity in marriage, because you saw a girl with big buttock or big breast, and then you are attracted, you want to go after. You saw another girl that is fair, you want to go after. You saw another girl that is dark, you want to go after. You saw, I mean, you are exhausting yourself plus every other thing that we that is dangerous, that is attracted to such kind of life. And this is the kind of love that is also painted, that oh, when you see somebody you're attracted to get married, the person, it could sound fine and all of that, but it's really not the answer to a joyful marriage, really. Okay, because those kind of things fade away with time. This is love. So we say eros is a sensual attraction between opposite sex, and is a love between male and female, really. But now, in in the depravity of the world, people, the same sex are even still attracted to each other, because you are trying to find a satisfaction which you can never find, because this kind of love will not give you that kind of result. The Greek meaning of eros actually means craving or desire, and that is really what every one of us, I mean, is really looking for. We are craving or desiring a kind of marital relation, a kind of partner that will give us this love, joy, peace, and all of that. But then we will see some fault in this kind of craving and desire, because it's actually erroneous. If I think erroneous is even from that word eros. But then eros is the what is the origin of eros? Actually, eros is the name of one of the Greek gods, and it is god of sex or infidelity, of fidelity. Okay, most time people worship this god by having sex on our altar. Okay, sometimes you say, okay, if you are looking for, if people that are barren or something, they worship this god for fertility. Some worship eros for fertility. The god is that is how this god is being worshipped in the Roman world. And I say they worship the god in the on his altar. But the question is, maybe Eros, the god of Eros, god Eros, or Eros god is dead, right? Because Rome is no more the operation of the world. But I can tell you, like, in fact, that Eros is even more dominant in this world than in the time of the Rome. Why do I say that? You see people having sexual affairs everywhere now. I mean, sometimes it could be painted that having sex in the car is very beautiful, and people try to have sex in the car. People have tried to have sex in the swimming pool. People have tried to have sex on the bed. I mean, everywhere you go, sex is almost the thing, and you see nude being displayed at almost every advert or at almost everything. I mean, how do how are you advertising a toothpaste, and then you are choosing you are showing a lady that a lady breast cleavage. I mean, even some things that are advertised to children, I wouldn't just imagine. And you see, these are the best adverts. These are the best adverts, because that is really what people want to see, and they sell it to them. And that's what I mean. I've heard a popular DJ says, is he bad news is the best selling news or something like that. So you see, it is as if infidelity has been approved by our culture and society these days. And I, I mean, I couldn't imagine. There was a time I saw a 5-year-old girl. I think it was in the Western world, really, talking about my boyfriend, my girlfriend. What do they understand? It is approved in that kind of society, and all of those things. Me, people could, somebody saying I cheated on my wife, or my husband approved me to be cheating or something. You could even hear somebody saying that, well, I don't mind if my husband is cheating on me, in as much he did not bring the woman to the house. Me, fidelity is a norm in this age. When you are attracted to something, you must just go after it. that is a real guy, and really it is destroying us in the most way. This love is based on sexual attraction or sexual interaction. Okay, that's Eros. This love is the key of the problem of many relationships and some marriages. From Eros, we get the word ironic, like I said the other time. So, even some Christians believe in this kind of love in marriage. So you can hear something like, if your love is not good, your love life is not good, or your marriage is not working. Really. So the way we define if you love each other now is sex. So somebody could say, if your husband is not sleeping with you at least thrice in a week, then that means that he's not in love with you. Really, I mean, we base or if your husband is not hugging you in the public, kissing you around or something like that, then it means something is wrong. And many things that love has been. You have to wear something that will make. There are many ladies that want to go after your husband. Wear something that will put him in order. Wear something that will show your breast, something that will show your body part, and all of that. You have to keep your husband though. And how many people have kept their husband with that? Because you cannot really keep anybody that is sexually attracted. See, if it is if it is attraction that brings you together, it can also tear you apart, because the fact is that you can also be attracted to somebody else, and your spouse can also be attracted to somebody else. And another thing is that you can get tired of each other, because now that you've seen, I mean, that's why you could see a guy after he has had sex, no matter how much he's been craving for a girl, let him just have sex with that girl. The girl is rubbish to him now, because his craving, his desire has been met, and there's nothing that can sustain the relationship again. You see, so if your love is based on this kind of attraction, if it, the it will not sustain your marriage, because the desire, I mean, this men desire are unlimited, and when our desire is met, we want to go for another thing. Okay, so we cannot base our marital relationship on this kind of love. I have chemistry, I mean, we have chemistry together. This kind of, when some people can tell you, when you see somebody, the way you know you love the person is when something is sparkling within you. I mean, there's just this energy that is there's just this energy that will be flowing within you, that will make you to know that that person is for you. Man, if it's that energy, I hope it's not quantum energy, or or whatever energy that you may call it, but that energy could change. And that energy, if it change, it may not choose you again. So don't base your love on one sparkling in your heart or something like that. Like Eros is sensual. It has to do with our senses. Now you see, the idea about senses is that senses are temporal, and it tend to change with time. You could, and that's why they tell you that beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, because you could see somebody so beautiful now, another person is seeing the person not beautiful, and even something that you call beautiful could fade away. I mean, that is the idea behind, and or this kind is even this kind of love is the kind of love we have for things also, because when you could have your car now, very beautiful car, and within some time the car you cherish and love so much, within another moment you don't like the car again, because it fade away. You begin to see spot around the car, you begin to, and that's the same thing that may happen when you have this kind of love in relationship. You begin to see the fault in the person that is like a god to you before. Now any small thing the person does is like you are finding fault in it, because that is the love is actually based on senses, and it fade away. I mean, imagine the clothes you used to love some time ago. Where are the clothes now? I mean, you couldn't even manage to wear them again. You cannot base your love on senses, on sexual attraction, okay? Because this eros is actually 100% flesh, emotions, feelings, selfish, conditional. It's your emotion that is actually sponsoring you. Is and something about emotion is that emotions can change. You can feel happy now, feel sad the other time. Feelings can change. And it's just about. I mean, if somebody is telling you, I mean, this is, I love you for your body shape and all of that. It's better you run, because at the time your body shape changes, for instance, you have a standing breast, I mean a pointed breast at the time, and your husband just love it for that. But you've forgotten that the breast will fall, and this is the what will I call it now? The fantasy that we live, and that's why girls go a long way to pad their breast. I don't know if this breast pad or something, to just make sure their breast is standing. And the fact is, okay, if you do that and you attract a guy for that, and when the guy see that that's not really your breast, what will happen? You know, you cannot sustain such relationship with such love. You cannot sustain relationship. You cannot sustain marital relationship with this kind of love. And eros is feeling with unreasonable desires. For instance, somebody that you love your wife because his stomach is flat and all of that, and then he has given birth to you. He has given birth to two children for you, and his stomach is not as fresh as that. Then you don't like him again. I mean, it is unreasonable. You should expect that something must happen to him. I mean, a stomach that actually projected out when she was pregnant, and you expect the stomach to be balanced, to be perfect, as the way you marry her when she has not yet gotten pregnant for you. Or you are desiring, oh, I want a 24/7 sex. I mean, it is unreasonable. You cannot produce that. I mean, your life just be based on sex. Eros is actually a sensual ecstasy. I mean, ecstasy is something that leave moderation far behind. You just want to be going to club, and that's why you should meet your. I mean, it's best when I mean, sometimes it's been painted that it's best when you meet your spouses in club. Okay, so if you meet him, or you say, let me and my, now that we are married, we should continue to go to club. You cannot sustain that kind of ecstasy, or we have to go to the beach, go to this thing, this, that. And I mean, as much as beautiful as those things may be, but we must not leave moderation behind. And if it is this kind of love that is operating in our life, moderation is far behind already. So, it is a state of emotion so intense that a person is carried beyond natural rational thought and self-control. There is no self-control in this stuff. Oh, I mean, when I feel like it, I should be able to sleep with you on the road, sleep with you in the car, have sex with you in the kitchen, have sex with you. And sometimes it's been painted that that is the good people. I mean, these are the best couple, the couple that are having sex everywhere, anytime. And really, it is not really true. From Greek, it is this eros is a sensual feelings that even forget feelings. It always want to satisfy itself. The eros always want to satisfy himself, and that's why a guy can go any length to make sure that he satisfy you. It is a love that is based on self-pleasure. So you can see this love, you say, is always about myself. It's always about myself. It is not, doesn't matter what you are able to get. And most time girls are put in the receiving end of this. To actually satisfy your husband, you have to wear a particular cloth, even if you are not comfortable. You have to put on the girdle, you have to put on wig, even in the hot weather. You have to, I mean, it, trying. at your own discomfort, you are trying to satisfy another person. And most time, guys, also we are so selfish that we don't care in as much we are satisfied, in as much we are satisfied. And this is, I mean, this is another problem that even people have in what will I call it now, in marriage. A man would just, when he's ready for sex, he's ready, and he doesn't even think of if the wife is ready or something. And this love is very unstable, and that is the reason why you cannot, if you get married so you can have licensed sex. For instance, as a believer, as a Christian, we are not permitted to have sex outside marriage. And some people, their dream is, oh my God, when I'm married I will be able to have sex with my wife. And then it is something that is driving you. See, human sexual behavior is just like an animal behavior. When you are heated, when you feel it, when you are aroused, you can become so selfish. And sex is actually is for flesh. So if you build your love on sex, okay, and you'll be in trouble, because sex is just like any appetite. When the appetite is satisfied, then there's nothing else. So there is a start and picking up and down in sex. Okay, you could be high and low and all of that. And so when you are high, you want it. When you are low, you don't want it. And if you don't want it and the other partner want it, what will be the point? If you want it and the other partner do not want it, what would happen? So then your marriage, so if your marriage is based on sex, then your marriage, since sex is all can be high and down, so your marriage will also be going up and down. So when you guys enjoy yourself sexually, marriage is up. When you don't enjoy yourself sexually, the marriage is down. So till it goes totally down, you just see, some, like, it just, that a law. What kind of law is that? I've forgotten now. So when it just goes up, it could be going so high, and people even could be jealous of your love. But by the time it drop, it diagnoses, and then it could be the end of the marriage. So sex is just one of the ways you can express your love to someone, but it's not the only way. Yeah, sex is fine within marriage, but you should not base your marriage on that. So when you say let us make love, I mean, you see that's why I said love concept is actually there are so many things you can use. Let us make love. When people say that, it actually what they mean is that let us have sex. So they make sex love, and that is not really true. And it's because you are in it, and it will come. And see, the fact is, when you are it, you will come down, no matter how high you want to be. If you have it, you will come down. Even if you don't have it, you will still come down. That is just the nature of it. So you could love someone and never make love with him or her. Love with him or her, love within the sense of sex. You could love somebody and you don't necessarily have to be sex driven. So, and that's why you could see some people, they are not really having sex with themselves and they are still in love. So you cannot say, these people that are not having sex with themselves, will they be able to sustain their marriage like this? Because we have been told that sex and love is the same. No, 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 you can sustain your marriage even without sex. Yeah, it's because sex is just one of the way you can express your love, but not only the way. And sex is not love. Love is not sex. So Eros is a love that is actually I centered oriented. Like I said, it's always about me. What will I get? What will I get? What will I get? And people can go very extra mile to get what they want, and if they get what they want, that is all. So you are just a wasted president. So if somebody is loving you because of, you know your body shape, is loving you because of what you want to get from you, I love you, I mean, what? And that's why I said it. When somebody is saying he loves you, you better ask the person what he really mean by that. Don't assume that what the person mean by he loves you is the same thing you mean when you say you love him, because both of you have different concept in mind when you are saying that. So it is love that is really unspiritual. It is actually about flesh, like I said. So Eros is, senses are totally due to flesh. Your five senses work on your body, and so that's why you cannot base your love on feelings and emotion, because it will fade away. So don't base your love on this kind um on this kind of feelings, or on this kind. Don't base your marriage on this kind of love. So we see next time. Thank you. Stay blessed. Please make sure you understand what we're saying and live with it. Take care.